This pattern is a Lotus style pattern. For that you'll need a few fairly large locking forceps. This is a piece of cotton. It's been soda ash for at least 20 minutes. In this case it's probably been in the bucket for at least a month because I keep a large bucket ready of material. And then it's been in the washing machine on the spin cycle to get it to a just barely damp state. You start by folding the cloth in half. And you're going to fold it in half again, simply to get the center line. Unfold it and then come back. If you can see it, you don't have to mark it. If you can't see it, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and take a washable marker and mark it out. So we go from there to there. And that's some residual soda ash on there. And then take this, go up to there, fold this, and go back in again. Open that up. And then to do more of the petals, you would fold that in half again. And this is what you're working with. So for the actual design, I'm going to mark this out just so that you have a good idea of how these are supposed to be placed. You have one right about here, and then you'll actually come down and overlap something like that, as far as you want to go. And I lock these completely. If you're working with larger pieces, it can get a little difficult to find clamps that are actually large enough. These have a lot of tension stored, so if it releases, you really don't want your hands by it. It can leave a lasting impression. And you just keep working your way up. Making sure that you try to keep it as straight as possible on the sides so that everything's lined up. And you certainly don't want to get your fingers caught in the clamp when you're doing this. Okay, so you have that. And then just to keep everything somewhat tight down here, you can take a rubber band or two and then just kind of loosely pull that together so that it doesn't flop all around when you're trying to work with it. Most of the time these are done as solid colors and not ice dyed. Haven't decided on this one. We'll see on the next clip what I decide to do. So off to dye. This type of design is very difficult to ice dye unless you have a huge container to put it in and you're using like 10 pounds of ice per side. So I'm just going to use regular dye. This stuff's fairly old, so we're going to see how well this works. I have a yellow, blue, and a green, and I'm going to go from there. I'm going to alternate between these, going with a different amount of yellow, blue, and green for each level. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over and do the other side, hopefully without any of these coming loose. Yay! And then we let this sit for at least 24 hours. Here's the Lotus pattern after about 24 hours. So I'm going to start running water. So here's an idea of what it looks like before it's washed. So I'll go throw this in the washing machine and you'll see the finished example in a minute. Here's the finished Lotus pattern. The liquid dyes I used for this were mixed a couple of months ago, so that's why the results are a rather pastel in color instead of a highly saturated color. Until next time.